It's hard. It's hard. We're such a close-knit family. We are a close-knit family, I'm sorry.
This is not Nikki. This is out of character for Nikki.
Hello, Grizzlies, and welcome back to another episode of Grizzly True Crime. My name is Nicola K, and today we are looking at a case from the UK. Nicola Jane Bulley is missing. So if you could please, the first thing if you could do it, if you please like the video and share it with the hashtag Nicola Bulley, that would be very, very helpful. I see it's gaining quite a bit of traction on Twitter, on Facebook. So if you could also please contribute to sharing her case so that more people can know about it, that would be great. I know that here on Grizzly True Crime, we have an international audience, which is great. So I'm sure there's lots of you in the UK that can help share this as well. Okay, so we've got lots to do. We've got a presentation. I've got clips for you. We've got articles and things to look at. So let's get started with that, shall we? Okay. And hello to everyone who is here and new from England. If you've never been here to Grizzly True Crime before, my name is Nicola K. I'm South African living in the Netherlands. And we always like to do presentations with bullet points, Maptime, video clips, press conferences, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so welcome to all the UK Grizzlies as well. All right, so let's look at the case of Nicola Jane Bulley. If you have your Grizzly notebooks, maybe you want to take some notes because some of the stuff is pretty interesting. There's lots to think about here. It's a total mystery of what happened to Nicola Jane Bulley. Where is she? What happened? So I hope that by sharing this, anyone with information can come forward and help find the answers. So Nicola Jane Bulley is a 45-year-old mother of two little girls. Her girls are aged 6 and 9. She's lived in Lancashire for 25 years and is originally from Chelmsford, Essex. Hope I said that Chelmsford part right. So she does have an Essex accent. Her mother is Dot, and she's 72 years old, and her father's Ernest, 73 years old. And you saw them in my intro, and man, my heart breaks for them. They are so distraught. I mean, it's terrible. She is a mortgage advisor, and she was living in, sorry, I'm just looking at my own bullet point here. She was along the River Wyre in St. Michael's on Wyre, Lancashire. And there's no N. I keep writing Lancashire. Her partner is Paul Ansell. Now, I've seen 2 or 3 articles that say husband, but most, even the police, refer to him as her partner. So I don't know if they're married or not, but I believe he is the father of the 2 kids from what I'm gathering. If you know any different, or if you're from the area, please let me know. But that's what I found so far, is that he's referred to as her partner. They've been together for 12 years, and we'll get more into that as well. Karen says, this lady lives about 20 miles from me, and it's very disturbing to think what could have happened. I go walking in that exact area. So scary. Oh, my word, Karen. Stay safe. And yeah, that must be quite scary for the community right now. Wow. So she has been missing since Friday, January 27th, 2023, since around 9:20 a.m. Okay? Around 9:20 a.m. She's described as a white female, slim build. She's 5'3", so 1.6 meters for those in the UK. And she speaks with an Essex accent. And she was last seen wearing a long black gilet jacket with good black jeans and olive green ankle wellies, which are like rain boots. You guys, if you don't know what wellies are, Wellingtons, like rain boots. You know what they are, right? Okay, with her hair in a ponytail. Anyone with information is asked to call 101 in the UK, quoting log 565 of January 30th, or call 999 if they have an immediate sighting of her. Wow. And Patricia Burns says, I live only 30 miles away from where she went missing. So this is her partner, Paul. He's an engineer, and he says that Nikki, that's her nickname. Her name is Nicola Bulley. But Nikki, his wife, would frequently drop their children off at the neighborhood elementary school and then walk their favorite dog. I don't know why they say favorite dog, because I think it's the only dog. But anyway, walk Willow, a Springer Spaniel, along the river. So that was her routine. He says that was also his routine. They would take turns in dropping off the kids and then taking the dog for a walk in that area. So he does know the area well as well. She also knows the area very well. Thank you so much. And Supermom says extremely low crime area. Now, these are some of the statements he made. He said, it is just perpetual hell. It is just utter disbelief. We are living through this, but it doesn't feel real. He also said she's got 2 little girls that need their mummy home. We have got to get some good news now. Elsewhere, it was quoted that he said, it is just complete amazement. Now, I don't know if he actually said those words or if that's someone trying to word what he said in a different way, like saying it doesn't feel real. If he did say it is just complete amazement, I don't know what to say about that. It is just complete amazement. And he told the girls, Mommy is lost. When they keep crying and asking the 2 little girls, where is Mummy? Or I say Mummy in Britain. He says, Mummy is lost. Okay, so they've been together for 12 years. Yes, they've been together for 12 years, and he's the father of the kids, and they refer to him as her partner, not necessarily her husband. So I'm not sure if they ever got married or not, but law enforcement is saying partner. Now, it's important to always look at what happened before Nicola went missing. What happened before a missing person goes missing? Like, what changed in the system, right? Okay, so Nicola was making plans with her sister Louise the evening before she went missing. They were planning to go to a spa getaway, and they were discussing all the treatments that they would get. Their mom, Dot, said Louise had just booked Ribby Hall because they both had spa vouchers. She had just sent Nicola the night before the treatments. Louise booked it on Friday morning and sent it to Nicola, but she never got back to her. They are very close. Nicola had also recently bought tickets to watch her children's choir performances and gymnastics performances. Remember, her girls are 6 and 9. So I'm assuming the 9-year-old was doing the gymnastics and maybe both or the little one was going to sing in the choir, which would be oh so cute to see. And now these children are wondering where their mom is. Thank you so much, PT, for Dieter. He works so hard. Thank you. Okay. Nicola's dad said that she was in high spirits the evening before she went missing and had just had a meeting with a new important client. So I go on about that where I highlighted that in yellow. I'll get to that again now. Her dad said she had no health problems, was enjoying her job, and lived for her children. Someone else said she lived for her children and for her husband, a friend, right? He says, we picked the children up Thursday. This is now Nicola's dad, okay? We picked the children up Thursday before she went missing, as we do every Thursday. So we are starting to learn about the routine. Every single Thursday, Nicola's parents pick up the children, and they look after them for the night. And so they pick them up just like they do. We took them home. Nicola had a meeting with her boss in Garstang, and she said, can you stay a bit later because I have an important client coming in on Zoom? We said, no problem, and stayed. She had done her work, and she was very upbeat about getting her mortgage sorted. Now, that sentence that I highlighted, because she's a mortgage advisor, it made, at first, when I heard about this client, I'm like, is the client a red flag? Who is the client? Is it a male? What happened? Was she going to meet the client? But then the way this is worded of getting her mortgage sorted, I wonder if it's a female client, a new important female client. Let me know what you guys think. Then her dad says, I said we better go now. And Nicola came to the front door, and I gave her a kiss and told her I loved her. And that was the last conversation I had with her. Now, law enforcement's timeline, and we will look at their media briefings. This is the timeline that they provided today. So at 8:43 a.m. and we will look at the map as well. Okay, so just hang in there. We're going to look at everything, and by the end of this episode today, you should know everything there is to know about the case as it stands today. And if there's any big updates, I will update you as well. Rob, thank you so much. You say excellent deep dive on this case, Gisela. Thanks. Thank you so much. Now, let's look at law enforcement's timeline. 8:43 a.m., Friday, January 27th, right? Nicola walked along the path by the River Wyre, having dropped her children off at school. Then at 8:50 a.m., approximately, a dog walker, somebody who knows Nicola, because it's a small community, people know each other, especially the dog walkers. Okay, so they see each other regularly. So a dog walker, somebody who knows Nicola, saw her walking around the lower field with her dog. Their two dogs interacted briefly before the witness left the field via the river path. At 8:53 a.m., Nicola sent an email to her boss. Now, here's the strange thing. At 9:01 a.m., she logs onto a Teams call. So there's a Teams meeting, but one of her colleagues said, well, her camera was off and she was muted. Although in another statement I saw, they also said she was like walking her dog and just listening in. So I wonder then if her camera was off the whole time. That I'm still not clear on. At 9:10 a.m., approximately, a witness, somebody who knows Nicola, saw her on the upper field walking her dog, Willow. Work is ongoing today to establish exactly what time this was. That's what law enforcement says. Today, work is still going on. Okay? Now, at 9:30 a.m., the Teams call ended, but Nicola stayed logged on. So if you think about from 9:10 a.m., a witness seeing Nicola with her dog on the upper field walking Willow, right? And then at 9:30, the Teams call ending, but Nicola is staying logged on and her phone is left on a bench or near a bench. We'll get to that. Then mostly they say on a bench, but we're going to get to some of the discrepancies there. The Teams call ends, so it means there's like a 20-minute window where something could have happened to her, right? Because between 9:10 a.m. and 9:30, Nicola has disappeared. Now, at 9:35 a.m. approximately, Nicola's mobile phone and Willow. You see that? So we could even narrow the window a bit, because at 9:35, Nicola's mobile phone and Willow, the dog, were found at a bench by the river by another dog walker. Now, a major search involving drones, sniffer dogs, specialist divers. So it's like the AWP of the UK, you know what I mean? Sorry if that was triggering to say, my bad. I should say another company's name by now, right? Sorry about that. Okay, a dive company, divers, police, and you could see them. I mean, the scenery almost looks a bit like, it reminds me of like the Delphi scenery, with the river and the trees, how it is at the moment. But they're all in the water, on the water, looking all around the field, looking everywhere for her. Sniffer dogs, divers, a police helicopter. And they've been unable to turn up any more clues, leaving her parents fearing the worst, especially with no evidence of Nicola having fallen into the river. Because the police have also said that it's quite treacherous, those embankments, right where that bench is, there's an 18-foot drop-off into the water, something like that. It looks pretty steep. Okay, so they say, we appeal for anyone who may have, this is now law enforcement, we appeal for anyone who may have been driving through the village of St. Michael's last Friday morning at about 9:15 a.m., or who may have dash cam footage that could be of use to us, or people who may have been dog walking in the area or on the towpath to come forward. So the thing is, if you do live in the area or nearby, please check your Ring cameras, any footage you may have, dash cams, all of that stuff, because it could really, really help. Okay. Yes, this case is in the UK. If you're only joining now, thank you so much for being here and tuning in for this. This case, the more we get into it, it's so strange. It really is a mysterious disappearance, and I'm extremely worried for Nicola Bulley. The more the days go on, the more concerning, of course, it becomes, and there are no answers, and it's all very strange. So the police are keeping a really open mind about what could have happened, but we do believe that the likelihood is that Nicola has gone missing. And this is not a crime inquiry, but we are keeping an open mind, they say. So let me show you some clips so that we can break up the presentation a little bit. We will look at the maps, and we're going to finish this presentation after the clips. We're going to look at the maps and everything. Okay, so thank you for being here.
Parents of a mother of two, Nicola Bulley, who disappeared last Friday from a riverbank in Lancashire, have spoken of their dread at never seeing her again. Nicola was last seen walking her dog alongside the River Wyre in St Michael's-on-Wyre. Police have made extensive searches in the area, but there's still no trace of her. Elaine Wilcox is in our newsroom with the latest. And Elaine, what have Nicola's parents had to say?
Well, Nicola Bulley's parents have described their granddaughter sobbing their hearts out when their father told them that their mother was lost. Her daughters are just 6 and 9, and their mum had dropped them off at their primary school last Friday in the rural village of St Michael's-on-Wyre, and she hasn't been seen since. Her partner, Paul Ansell, says their girls are desperate to have their money back home. Now, the mortgage advisor had been walking her dog along the River Wyre. She'd been on a conference work call, and a mobile phone was found on a bench still connected to that call. A member of the public found her dog Willow off his lead near the bench and raised the alarm. Now, there have been extensive searches in the river and surrounding area, and her parents, Ernest and Dot Bulley, say police don't believe their daughter fell into the river, leaving them to fear she may have been taken. They last saw Nicola the night before she went missing and said she was happy and really enjoying her job. Now, Lancashire Police have said this remains a missing person inquiry, and there is nothing to suggest at the moment someone else was involved in Nicola's disappearance.
OK, Elaine, thanks for the updates.
About 9:15 a.m. She was last seen walking her small brown dog on the towpath of the River Wyre. The dog was found about an hour later, as was her mobile phone. So her family are very concerned, as are we. We've mounted a really intensive operation to try and find Nicola, including a number of specialist officers from our Northwest Underwater Regional Search Unit and specialist investigators who are supporting the family, as well as a lot of partners like Bowland Mountain Rescue, Lancashire Fire and Rescue and others, and the Coast Guard. We thank them very much, as well as local people who've turned out in force, who are obviously equally concerned for Nicola. And we appeal for anyone who may have been driving through the village of St Michael's last Friday morning at about 9:15, or who may have dashcam footage that could be of use to us, or people who may have been dog walking in the area or on the towpath to come forward. They can ring 101, or if they have a sighting of Nicola, 999. Thank you. Happy to take questions.
Do you know if Nicola was driving? Are you looking for a vehicle at all? Like when she got to this area?
No, Nicola was last seen on foot.
Right.
Nicola's described, for those who are in the area, as slight build, 5 foot 3 inches tall. She was wearing a black gilet jacket, dark trousers and short green wellies.
Where was her mobile phone?
Mobile phone was found on a bench near the riverbank.
And was the dog tied up? Or
No, the dog was loose and the dog was between the river and the bench.
Are you searching any other areas apart from obviously near the footpath and the riverbanks? Is there any other areas in the local vicinity that you're checking? Or?
We've searched an extensive area along the riverbank out of St Michael's, so that we're being really thorough, and you can probably hear the helicopter in the distance. That has been up and about since Nicola went missing on Friday.
But nowhere outside of
Nowhere outside of this area, yes, this locality.
What kind of things have you been using in the search, like you say, the helicopter?
Yeah, we've been using our police helicopter, our regional helicopter. We've been using underwater search officers. We've got specialist search advisors who've been advising on the area to physically search. We've got a number of officers out on the ground physically searching this rural area, and of course the members of the public have been helping as well.
Was the what?
How suspicious or otherwise do you think this is?
Well, the police keeping a really open mind about what could have happened, but we do believe that that the likelihood is that Nicola's gone missing and that it is not a crime inquiry, but we are keeping an open mind.
Okay, so we'll look at some more of this search footage. I think it's important now, before I continue with the presentation, to just show you the map so that you can at least see what area we're even talking about. And yes, I said it a little wrong. Lancashire, not Shire. Lancashire. Okay, so let's add this one here for you guys. Let's have a look at this area. So they live, Nicola and her partner and their 2 kids, in this Inskip area, this one right here, in the UK. Do you want me to zoom out all the way like this so you can see? Oh yeah, look at it go. This is where I am, you guys. I'm here in the Netherlands, and so it's across the pond, as we say. Okay. I'm sure you guys know where America is, right? Most of you are from America. Okay. We've got Greenland here, USA here, Ireland, where Neville's true crime is. Going in. Okay. So we go to the UK. Now, they live in this Inskip area. And so, which is about 5 miles away from, well, it's about 4 miles away from this whole area here, St. Michael's on Wyre. The kids go to school at this St. Michael's on Wyre. Wait, Church of England. I just want to see what. Hello. This school here. Okay, they go to the school here, St. Michael's on Wyre, Church of England school, right? And so that is the routine: is to drop the kids off at school. I'll just take this away so that you can see nicely. Sorry about that. So usually, as her husband said, they take turns. They drive, they drop the kids off at school. Now, some of the reports say that Nicola left her car in the parking lot of the school. Others say, so I'm just still trying to get like what exactly is the fact here, that she drove a little further north and then parked her car across the river. I'm not sure. It makes more sense to me that she left the car there at the school parking lot, because what happened is she then would walk cross the River Wyre, and she'd go on this towpath, which is actually right here. This. And oh my word, this map, it was hard to find all these little points. My goodness. But Matt Black on Twitter has been helping me out a little bit. He's from the UK as well. So I'm like, where in the hell is this towpath? So it's along here. The towpath, walking along here. And so when we look at the presentation now, you'll see that there's a woman who was actually spotted on CCTV footage walking on this allotment lane, which is why I've got it marked here. Walking on this allotment lane all the way to the end by a gate here, which means that she could have crossed paths with Nicola. So they are looking for that woman. I'll let you know now who that is, or we'll show you the picture. We don't know who it is. I'll show you the picture, right? And what's interesting to me is that this house over here, this is an abandoned house. This one right here across the water. And the police have been searching this area too. They searched the abandoned house. And the way they word it is, when they went to search there, surprisingly, the owner was there. And I'm like, just randomly in an abandoned house, the owner is just suddenly arriving on the day that the police are searching over there. I don't know what's going on there, but they haven't been able to search in the house. That's a bit of a problem, because I don't know exactly how it works in the UK. If they need a search warrant, probably, but they said they've searched all around the property and in the water. So apparently they say the bench is right across the water. I don't think we can see the bench on this picture here. It might be over here, somewhere here or somewhere here. The bench that she was last, where her phone was found, and the dog harness and the dog, right? So if you just look at it here, I hope it's making sense. She would park the car here, drop off the kids, and then go here, walk the dog, sit on the bench, whatever, and then come back and then walk back and drive home. So they haven't said much about the car. Like, where is the car? And also, I think the dash cams are very important, for instance, to know if anyone else that you knew may have driven there, what cars were spotted there in that time frame, especially. You know what I mean? So we'll look again at the timeline just so that you've got it all. I can actually tell you at 8:43 a.m., Nicola walked along the path by the River Wyre, having dropped her children off at school. That's what they say. Along the path. So along the path, going like this, and then going in here, right? At 8:50, a dog walker, somebody who knows Nicola, saw her walking around the lower field with her dog. Okay, is this the lower field? And then at 8:53, she sent an email to her boss. At 9:01, she logged into a Teams call. At 9:10, a witness saw her on the upper field walking her dog, Willow. And they say work is ongoing today to establish exactly what time this was. So I'm now wondering which one's the upper field. Which one's the lower field and which one's the upper field? You know what I mean? Locals would have to know that, right? And Pernille says there must be footage of her somewhere. I know, right? So anyway, along the fields, I'm just saying that the bench, I know that they say is across from this abandoned building. So that's where she was, where the phone was. So now where's the upper field? But either way, she logged into a Teams call at 9:01. A witness at 9:10 saw her walking on the upper field, okay? And then at 9:30, the Teams call ended, but Nicola stayed logged on and she hasn't been seen since. And at 9:35, Nicola's mobile phone and Willow were found at a bench by the river by another dog walker. Okay, so we've got all of this. Now, what I want to show you quickly before I continue there with that presentation is this drone footage of this abandoned house. This is what it looks like. There is no sound. I think, yeah, there's no sound here. But you can see they're searching in the water, next to the water, all around this abandoned building. So it's in Lancashire. This is the area in the UK, Lancashire, St. Michael's, River Wyre, Lancashire. You see that? It says the searchers told the owner they couldn't search inside. Only law enforcement can. Yes, and I believe it's also volunteer searchers and all that, so that makes sense. Only law enforcement can. So I wonder if they have, and I wonder what led them, to go there. Why across the water searching that property? Sorry if I'm missing some of your questions or what you guys are saying. Earlier, someone had actually said that it would be normal to mute yourself for the cameras or for large team meetings. Okay, and Deborah, for everyone asking, says a towpath is a path near a canal or river. A towpath was used for pulling boats or barges in the olden days. Horses would be used to pull or tow, hence the name. Lancashire. Lancashire. See, you're asking how deep the water is. You can see them walking here now. So that's what's happening there. Now let's go back to the presentation and see where we're at with this. Okay. This was also one more. Right. A few on November 29th, 2022. It's one of, that's quite a while ago, but it's one of Nicola's last social media posts where she says, a very foggy, cold walk this morning. Not a day to forget your gloves. Bit spooky too. Set me up for the day though. And Willow had the best time. Again, it's like the Idaho case. If only dogs could talk, huh? If Murphy could talk, and in this case, if Willow could talk, oh my word. So I think the water is only about knee deep or so, but apparently it's an 18-foot drop embankment. So, but the police are saying it doesn't look like she slipped and fell. And initially they were looking in the water and all around because that's what they may have thought, right? Okay, so let's continue on. If you're only joining now, I hope that you'll go back to the beginning so that you could see the beginning bullet points and what we're talking about here. Now, today, the police have said a potential witness was spotted on CCTV footage at 8:48 a.m. on the same day that Nicola went missing. She was walking her dog on Allotment Lane, close to where Nicola was last seen, and was also seen near to the gate at the end of Allotment Lane. Superintendent Sally Riley of Lancashire Police said, I must stress at this time that this remains a missing person inquiry, and at this time there's nothing to suggest any third-party involvement in Nicola's disappearance. So they are stressing that. I will show you the post that they made today, which is this one here. It's from the Lancashire Police Department. We wanted to share more information about the search for missing, let me just zoom in for you guys, for missing Nicola Bulley, and appeal for information about a potential further witness pictured. Our search is continuing today for Nicola 45, who went missing in St. Michael's on Wyre last Friday, January 27th. An investigation was launched into the circumstances of her disappearance, while a large and extremely thorough search has been carried out in the area. These are both continuing, and at this point, there's nothing to suggest any third-party involvement in Nicola's disappearance. You can see this was posted 4 hours ago. We would now like to speak to the woman pictured on the below CCTV, who we believe was in the area at the time Nicola was last seen, and who may have information that could help us. We would stress that the woman is sought as a witness and nothing more. She is described as wearing a red and white coat with a fur hood, light colored trousers and a light bobble hat. She was walking a small white dog. The woman was seen on CCTV at around 8:48 a.m. on Allotment Lane, close to where Nicola was last seen, and was also seen near to the gate at the end of Allotment Lane. If you believe this is you or you recognize the woman, please get in touch. We can now confirm the following timings from the morning Nicola was last seen. Now, this is exactly what we just went over. So if you want to pause and read it again, you can, but we've gone over this timeline twice now. That's exactly the timeline they gave today. We continue to have specialist resources from both the police and other emergency services in the area searching a significant area of land around the river off Garstang Road. We also have divers in the area and are using underwater drones to search the full length of the River Wyre downstream. Our police dogs have also been out searching. We are really grateful to everyone who has come forward with information so far and would continue to ask people to get in touch if they have information or concerns. However, parts of the riverbank are treacherous, especially after the recent rain, and we would ask that nobody puts themselves in danger and that the police and partner agencies' efforts to find Nicola are not compromised. We appreciate that there are unanswered questions about what has happened to Nicola, but we would urge people not to speculate or spread false rumors. Nicola is white, 5'3" tall, with light brown shoulder-length hair. She speaks with an Essex accent. She was last seen wearing a long black gilet jacket with a hood, black jeans, and olive green ankle wellies, which are Wellington boots, which are rain boots. Her hair was tied into a ponytail. Anyone who's seen Nicola or has information about where she might be is asked to call 101, quoting log 565 of January 30th. For immediate sightings, please call 999. So here's a picture. I'll do it like this so that you can see it nice and big. In the comments here, people are seeing all sorts of things. They are seeing... I can't see it. So I don't know if people are just like seeing things. I can't see it. They say they see a man in the background with a red beard and all kinds of stuff. I can't see no man here somewhere behind the fence. I don't know. So if you see anything and you want to call it into law enforcement, then yes, please do. Okay, Purple Turtle says, yes, she's come forward a few hours ago. This was posted 4 hours ago that they were looking for this one. So I'm not sure it was this lady. There was the wife of a 70-year-old man who came forward because they were looking for that guy because he was one of apparently 3 people walking in that area at the time that Nicola was last seen there. That wife came forward. So I'm not sure, is it this lady that came forward or that wife that you're talking about? Okay, so that is what we have there. And then to continue on with the presentation, my heart breaks every time I see this image of Willow. Oh my word. Willow was described as being in an agitated state, but was bone dry. Because some speculated initially, what if she had fallen into the water, or, what if she was slipping down the embankment or something like that. But yes, Pengrass says car is not lost. Yeah, the car is not lost. Willow is not lost. The only missing person right now, the missing part of this case is Nicola Bulley. So just don't get confused. The dog's not missing. The car is not missing. No one else is missing. Nicola Bulley is missing, and we need to find her. So if you could, please like this video and share it. Hashtag Nicola Bulley. You can even hashtag Lancashire if you want. Lancashire. Lancashire. Sorry about that. The British are like, oh my word. What are you saying? What are you saying? Okay. That was on Tuesday. Okay. A woman called Amanda told BBC Radio Lancashire that she and her husband saw. Yes. Okay. Thank you. So that would be, that is the male, one of 3 people who was walking in the field. His wife came forward to say what he said about her. So it's not this other woman they're still looking for, the woman in the red coat. They want her to come forward and say, what did you see? I know this dog is so cute, and to think that the dog was in an agitated state, I wonder what the dog saw, like what happened. Now, this is interesting to me. Now, pay attention here. They say it's either this or the next slide. Wait for it. It's the next slide, but pay attention either way. A business owner who raised the alarm when she spotted Willow running around said that, now this is first-hand evidence. You know what I mean? Like, this is someone who found the phone on a bench. Law enforcement says the phone was found on a bench. Now listen to what this witness says. A business owner who raised the alarm when she spotted Willow running around said that Nicola's phone was on a bench and that Willow's harness was on the ground next to the river. Okay? She called her daughter-in-law, who then called Paul Ansell, which is Nicola Bulley's partner. The dog looked worried, so I tied her up and rushed home as I had to go to an appointment. She said she hoped nothing bad happened to Nicola, as we all do. I then went and spoke to my daughter-in-law, and she immediately knew who the dog was, alerted the woman's partner, and that was it. The police were on it. Okay. A neighbor said every week her parents go to Nicola's and pick their grandchildren up, and they come back here. I can't imagine what they're going through, and they just have no idea where she could be. So if someone wanted to take Nicola or make her disappear, if it's someone else involved at all, they may have to know her patterns, because every single Thursday, the parents pick up the kids, and then Nicola was planning a spa getaway. She was excited about the new client and the job and everything. So, and then she would be that day dropping off the kids and going to that field. So maybe someone knew her pattern. We just don't know. Okay. Now, you see this. This is the business owner, right, who raised the alarm when she spotted Willow running around, said that Nicola's phone was on a bench and that Willow's harness was on the ground next to the river. You got it? You got it? Okay? Are we good? Now, watch this. Watch this. Because this one, I just found like, what? Is it journalism? Or is this now really what this friend said? Now, listen to this. I might actually even show you. I'll show you from here. It's exactly the same there, and I'll repeat it afterwards. So this says, this is from manchestereveningnews.co.uk, posted the 1st of Feb 2023, okay, yesterday. And here they say, a missing mum was seen laughing and joking moments before she vanished while walking her dog, according to a concerned friend. Nicola Bulley's pet Springer Spaniel Willow was found off her harness on a path along the River Wyre in St. Michael's on Wyre last Friday morning, but she was nowhere to be seen. It's understood that the 46-year-old's mobile phone was found, now listen to that, on the ground. Thank you, Linda. See, this is the only article and the only account of friends and information being passed around that contradicts everything else, right? So I'm like, So just let's go through it. They say, it is understood that the 46-year-old, well, that she's 45, according to everyone else, the mobile phone was found on the ground next to a bench overlooking the water, which is believed to be an 18-foot underwater drop. Her friend, who wishes to remain anonymous, said she's spoken to a pair who may have been the last people to see Nicola before she went missing. So this friend spoke to a pair. We don't know who the pair is, but the pair might be some of the last people to see Nicola before she went missing. They said she was laughing and joking with them as she went by, the friend said. They added that 2 other dog walkers later came across her phone and recognized the screensaver picture. Now, again, either the article is shady or whoever's giving these accounts, the pair or the friend, I don't know, something shady here, because they say they recognize the screensaver picture. But the thing is, her phone was on and connected to a conference call, so I don't know if there was a screensaver picture already there. I'm like, what the hell? The friend added that they were able to unlock the phone. Unable to unlock the phone. But the phone was on and connected to a conference call. So even that is like, the friend added they were unable to unlock the phone and contacted a friend who then called St. Michael's on Wyre Church of England Primary School, where Nicola had dropped her 2 children earlier that morning. And remember, the business owner who found the phone is the one who called the daughter-in-law, who then called Paul directly. So this story is very, very different. And this has me going a little bit of shall we call it an orange flag of like, I don't know what's going on here, man. So the friend added they were unable to unlock the phone and contacted a friend who then called St. Michael's on Wyre Church of England Primary School, where Nicola had dropped her 2 children earlier that morning. Meanwhile, Nicola's partner, Paul Ansell, was contacted. Now, could these people have come across the phone after that initial lady left to go to her appointment? Sure. Yes, that could have happened, okay? He proceeded to rush to the scene. This is Paul, Nicola's partner now. He proceeded to rush to the scene from the family home 3 miles away in Inskip before notifying the police, the friend said. They added, as far as I'm aware, no one called the police until Paul arrived. I just look at all these details, okay? They went on to say that the dog walker spotted Nicola's canine pet as she came through a fete onto the towpath, but became suspicious when she saw the harness and lead being dragged on the floor. What did the previous business owner say? That the harness and the phone were on the bench. Now suddenly the harness and the lead are being dragged on the floor. Okay. The friend added, the gent has looked on the floor and 2 feet from the bench, there's the phone. Yeah. Okay. That's a whole different story. I think she's now, again, I don't know who these people are, but I'm red flagging it just a little bit here. I think she's either been faffing about at the edge of the river because the dog's been smelling fishing bait and she slipped, or she had a medical episode. That's pretty specific. You know what I mean? When no one knows what's happening, these are 2 options they're giving out to whoever they are. A large-scale police search was quickly launched and included 25 trained volunteers from Bowland Pennine Mountain Rescue. In the afternoon, a second search warrant was carried out. So, one more time, you got it? They say this. They recognize the screensaver picture. They say that the dog was running and not by the bench. Everyone else says they found the dog by the bench. This dog was running through a fate on the tow path with the harness. Okay? So, I just find that really strange. Is the article strange or is the account strange? I don't know. So one more time, let's go back to the original. A business owner who raised the alarm when she spotted Willow running around said that Nicola's phone was on a bench and that Willow's harness was on the ground next to the river. You see that? Harness on the ground next to the river. But then this other account is saying the harness was being dragged by the dog. She called her daughter-in-law, who then called Paul Ansell. The dog looked worried, so I tied her up and rushed home as I had to go to an appointment. She said she hoped nothing bad happened to Nicola. I then went and spoke to my daughter-in-law, and she immediately knew who the dog was. That's, wow, okay. Alerted the woman's partner, and that was it. The police were on it. And yet the other account says no one called the police until the other 2 friends, the pair, the anonymous friend said, there's this magical pair that knew all these things. You know what I mean? Who's that friend? Who's that friend? And who's the pair? But more, who's the friend? And saying this pair, no, they were the ones that actually called the school. And then, you know what I mean? It's very strange to me how different those 2 stories are. And I'm like, damn, I'm looking at both of them. But this story here from this business owner matches what law enforcement is saying. So it's more like that other one that I'm like, damn, okay, what's going on there? Okay, so here we just go over again. A friend said she's spoken to a pair who may have been the last people to see Nicola before she disappeared. Okay, they said Nicola was laughing and joking as she passed them. No one else said laughing and joking. Everyone else, including that 70-year-old man and the wife that came forward, said she looked normal. She was fine. She was always dressed up. They always recognize her by nice clothes and everything, but she looked normal. There's no laughing and joking. So to me, this is part of the red flag of this case for me. They added that 2 other dog walkers found Nicola's phone on the ground 2 feet away from the bench, and they recognized the screensaver. But they were unable to unlock her phone, even though everybody else, including law enforcement, says the phone was pretty much connected to their conference call, which doesn't mean it's really locked, does it? So they contacted a friend who then called the school where Nicola's girls were. And then Paul, Nicola's partner, was contacted. He rushed to the scene from the family home 3 miles away in Inskip before notifying the police. You see, when he arrived, the first contact was made with the police. A dog walker spotted Willow near the bench, dragging her harness and lead. And then they said, I think she's either been faffing about at the edge of the river because the dog's been smelling fishing bait and she's slipped, or she's had a medical episode. And her parents, Nicola's parents, say there's absolutely nothing wrong with her health. So this account is very odd to me. Nicola's partner has described the situation as perpetual hell. Okay, I hope you guys are all following. Right, so now this was a bell of a house. I believe they're friends of Nicola who posted this. They say on Instagram, has anybody got any information? Please contact Lancashire Police. Nicola Bulley search leads to posh abandoned home close to where missing mum of 2's phone found. The abandoned house is right opposite the bench on the other side of the river, over a 10-foot garden wall. It's quite posh. Nicola Bulley, 45, from Inskip, who's still missing. An old posh abandoned home close to where missing Nicola Bulley's phone was found has been searched by rescuers. The 45-year-old mum has been missing since Friday morning, January 27th, after she vanished while doing her usual dog walk next to the River Wyre off Garstang Road in St. Michael's-on-Wyre. After her dog Willow was found off her lead, a large-scale police search launched. Officers found her mobile phone on a bench along a river path, which was still logged into a work conference. It is understood that Nicola had dropped her 2 young children off at St. Michael's-on-Wyre Church of England Primary School and leaving her car parked nearby. Went on a walk with her spaniel, as was her routine, right? Kev Campland of Boland Pennine Mountain Rescue led a team of 25 trained volunteers on the day Nicola, known as Nikki, went missing. They searched a long stretch of the river, including wooded areas, water margins, and the grounds of a large unoccupied country house. Okay. Yes. KDK is thinking like me. I'd like to know the relationship between the friend and the husband. Me too. There's so many questions I have. Like the owner of the abandoned house, like randomly being there. Just, well, he was just suddenly there. That's weird. This friend's account and this magical pair, like there was this other pair that might have been the last people to see her. And then this friend is giving new information that nobody else knows. That's just weird. Okay. So there's just some pictures of the bench. That's the bench where the phone was found, according to everyone on the bench, according to the friend next to the bench, 2 feet from. While the team was searching the grounds, the owner was there for some reason, and we asked him to go in, and he had a quick look around, and she wasn't there. So that's what they say. We asked him to go in, and he had a quick look around, and she wasn't there. Man, this dog. If dogs could talk, man. So here again, picture of the bench. This case is feeling very shady. Really hope they can find Nicola. Nicola's family statement. Okay, they say, and just by the way, the partner, he hasn't done any on-camera media interviews from what I can find. He's been at his home, and it seems like people have knocked on the door and asked him some stuff. And mostly he's not really ready to talk or can't talk, which is understandable. But there's no media interviews. But her parents have done interviews, which I'll show you. They said, we have been overwhelmed by the support from our community and would like to thank everyone for their ongoing efforts to help us find Nicola. The girls are desperate to have their mummy back home safe with them, and your ongoing efforts have provided comfort to them whilst we await news on Nicola. We ask for anyone who thinks they may have any information that may help the police find Nicola to please come forward and help them with their inquiries. Okay. So I think that's the end of my presentation. Yes, it is. So let's continue looking at these videos.
Nearly a week on from her disappearance, and there's still no answer as to what happened to Nicola Bulley. Yet her friends are holding on to hope that they can find her.
Knowing that her 2 little girls are at home missing mummy, and knowing that mummy is missing is what's driving us forward. We know that knowing Nikki, her family are everything, and we know without a doubt that if she could be at home with them, that's where she'd be. We are just trying to hold on to the hope.
The making sense doesn't make sense if you gather us. Again, Nikki is just a lovely human being inside and out, living a normal life, dropping the children off at school, going on a daily walk, things planned, going out the weekend, seeing friends and family. Yeah, you just can't make sense that this is actually happening, and here we are.
Nicola vanished from St. Michael's in Lancashire last Friday. She dropped her kids off at school, then walked her dog Willow, a spaniel, down a familiar route along the River Wyre at around 9:15. It's a popular place and usually busy. That was the last time she was seen. An hour later, her dog was found between the river and a bench. On the seat was her phone, still connected to a conference call. The sudden disappearance remains a mystery. Lancashire Police is keeping an open mind, but says it doesn't think she was attacked and isn't treating the case as criminal. The force and its partners are focusing on the river. The worry is that she's fallen in. Police divers and fire and rescue teams with sniffer dogs search below, while helicopters scan from the sky. Meanwhile, a man described as a key witness is speaking with officers. People living here in St. Michael's are trying to make sense of what's happened to Nicola, but that's not all they're doing. They're also trying to help. and the local tennis club is being used as a base so that people can come down and offer their support. They've got maps of different walks along the River Wyre, and every day groups of people are walking those routes trying to find Nicola. Even with the community treading every inch of the river's edge, the puzzle is yet to be solved. At home, Nicola's partner and family are stuck wondering. Her 2 young girls just want their mummy back. Will Hollis for GB News.
Hello, my name is Holly Bone and I'm here today in the village of St Michael's, Lancashire, where Nicola Bulley, a mum of 2, has been missing for 4 days. They are still looking for Nicola, trying to find any clues about where she's gone or what might have happened to her. Police, as you might be able to see behind me, are still on the banks of the River Wyre, where they've had specialist divers diving in the currents here to try and find clues. They've had sniffer dogs, drones, helicopters out along an extensive stretch of the River Wyre leading out of this village. Nicola, who lived in nearby Inskip, had gone on a regular dog walk, and she was last seen at 9:15 a.m, but about an hour later a member of the public found Willow, her dog, running around loose and alerted the police, who came down here and found Nicola's phone on a bench, still connected to a work conference call. They began searching for her immediately, and since then still haven't found anything to suggest where Nicola might have gone or what might have happened to her. Now, Nicola's partner Paul Ansell said yesterday that he's living in perpetual hell. They have 2 little girls together that need their mummy home, and they need good news. So the search will continue today. As you can see, they're wading through the water there behind me, and hopefully Nicola will be found safe and well.
It's a hard. It is a hard. We're such a close-knit family. We are a close-knit family. I'm sorry.
These are her parents, you guys, which is absolutely heartbreaking to see. I will show you the map again so you can see the caravan park that people are talking about. And we've just got a few more things to look at right after these video clips.
But we're such a close-knit family. We do anything for any one of us, and the children would do the same for us. We're getting on in life. And, you know, the grandchildren and our own children are more important to us as we're getting older. So, yeah, just hope she comes home.
Okay, I'm just going to pause it there for 1 second. Michelle says the house is super spooky to me. Why would the owner be around? Too coincidental, in my opinion. Hectic. Time is of the essence. And Bill Bradley says maybe her dog got in the water. The dog was found bone dry. That's the strange thing, because initially they thought, what if maybe the dog was, you know, slipping down the embankment or something like that, or got in the water? No, the dog was bone dry. You know, so that makes it even stranger, right? Okay, so continuing on here.
We're just going around in circles. It's like something's got to have been missed. There's got to be, somebody must know something. Somebody must know. People don't just vanish into thin air. There's got to be somebody that knows something. And all we are asking, no matter how small or big, if there's anything that you can remember that just doesn't seem right, then please reach out to the police. Please just get in touch and get my sister back.
This is not Nikki. This is out of character for Nikki. She adores her family. She adores her girls and her husband. They're just such a well thought of family. They're so loved, and we know that if she could be, she'd be at home.
Well, there are still lots of very concerned friends and family still searching for Nicola, as you say, who hasn't been seen since Friday morning when she was out walking her dog not far from here. Her dog was found nearby, as was her mobile phone. And since then, there has been a huge search operation underway. Just being here this morning, we've seen the helicopter above us, and we've seen search operations taking place on the ground and underwater.
Everyone's pulling together just to search to bring Nikki home for her 2 little girls. We plead, if anybody knows anything, share with the police. 2 little girls want their mummy home. Please help.
The police say they are treating this as a missing persons inquiry, but her friends tell me that they won't stop searching here until they find her.
This is a small, picturesque Lancashire town, and alongside the extensive police search, the community here has come together to do what it can to try and help find the missing mum of two. Her family and friends are devastated.
You go from being hopeful to being heartbroken to being, and just trying to be strong, because all we want is to find her.
She's got two little girls wanting a mummy, so anybody's got any information, please just come forward. We don't know why she's missing, where she is, we just want her home.
Friends tell us Nicola Bulley was a much-loved, active member of this small community. Her family say her daughters are just desperate to have mummy home.
Okay, so that's that. Then I wanted to show you this quickly, which just is reiterating what I said earlier. Missing mother Nicola Bulley's dog was in an agitated state but was bone dry when it was discovered. It is revealed as parents vow they will never stop looking for her, and police search river and abandoned house. The dog of missing mother of two, Nicola Bulley, was in an agitated state when it was found close to where she was last seen. Willow the spaniel was spotted by a woman near a slippery river bank by a bench where Miss Bulley's phone was found still dialed into a business call. The dog was bone dry, meaning that the animal had not entered the water but appeared to be distressed by something. Now, for you guys saying that she may have slipped and fell in the water, like, how does that work? Meaning, I'm a swimmer, right? I was a competitive swimmer for most of my life. And so my point is, if she slipped and fell in, and then what? Because bodies, if she slipped and fell in and couldn't swim and drowned, then still she'd be floating. She would be found by now. The current isn't that strong. You could see it. So I just don't, I could be wrong, but I don't think that she slipped and fell in. But I could be wrong, as I say. To me, this is seeming a little bit more like a foul play situation. I really hope not. But for the phone to be found and the dog being distressed and all of that, here they also show a nice little map, which I've also done in the Maptime as well. As I told you, with the map, we go over from the school, we go over the water, and then turn right on this tow path over here as well. And then they say the dog's harness and lead were found on a bench along with her phone, which is still connected to a work conference call. So you can see the tow path and the river goes like this, and the bench should be there. So let's go there. Okay, so going from the school like this, across the water, onto this tow path, and it goes like this. So yeah, the bench should be around here, which is across. That's what we were saying earlier. I think it's around here. Across from this abandoned house that they've searched the outside of, and the owner went in and quickly looked, which is so weird that the owner of an abandoned house suddenly shows up there. And everyone's talking about this caravan park, Divine Camping Pods and Wyreside Farm Caravan Park. So a recreational caravan park is here as well. That would be interesting to check into if they have cameras there, or to see, was anyone there that checked out suddenly afterwards or left or something. That would be interesting to see as well. I find it interesting that they're searching this side of the river, though, because you know what I mean? That's why I say this case reminds me, and I hope it's nothing like that, but like of the Delphi case a bit, because like, damn, across the water, and if somebody had a gun, for example, you can force someone across the water. They need to search this house a lot, I think. I hope they get search warrants and everything to search there. But there's so many possibilities of what could have happened here. And at the end of the day, they really need to find Nicola Bulley. I'm so devastated for her family, for her parents, her two little girls, aged 6 and 9. And they're distressed. They're like, where is mommy? They can't understand, of course. Like, where would she be? And so for their dad to say, well, she's lost right now. I'm like, wow, like, I don't know what I would tell two little girls, but she's lost right now. It would just make them more distressed, right? Sorry. Sorry to say, yes. Okay. And, was there a threat of abandonment? You know what I mean? Like, was Nicola planning her spa getaway and meeting all these exciting new clients and doing well for herself? Was that a threat at all in the relationship? I don't know. I'm not trying to throw a red flag that way. I'm just trying to look at the case logically. Was it at all something to consider? Right? So we've got that. And then I wanted to show you this as well, which is a gallery from the Daily Mail. I always like the gallery. They've got lots of cool photos as well. So Danielle says, why would you be on mute when being on a conference call? That's a bit weird, though. Not really. If it's a group meeting, a group conference call, I mean, Mr. Grizzly has those lots too, and he's always on mute with no camera on. So just listening in, sometimes it is like that, especially if it's a regular meeting. Maybe it was a meeting every Friday, which again, I'm going to say, then it's someone who knows her routine. If someone knows she on Friday takes the kids to school and then goes for a walk there. If someone knows that every Friday, let's say at 9 o'clock, there's a meeting. You see what I mean? It would be someone who knows that routine, if any of if those things are true, right? Okay, cool. So the second witness has now been identified. Let's have a look. Let's first look at the pictures, then we'll look at that. Okay, so we've looked at that as well. This is Nicola Bulley, who's missing, and there is Willow the dog, who is not missing. They've got the little map shown here that we've looked at a few times now. 45-year-old mother of two, missing since January 27th, Friday, around 9:15 a.m., they say. We've seen the friends' interviews. You can see police are searching everywhere. They are leaving no stone unturned. Wow. Looking for clues in the water. They've got flyers up everywhere too. Yes, an S&S detective agency says if she fell in the water, her phone would have been on her. So it is very strange, especially for someone, in 2022, 2023 now, who is very busy on her phone. She's a mortgage advisor. She's on a conference call to just leave her phone there. You know what I mean? That's a bit odd. It's not impossible, but a bit odd. Look at this dog doing a great job searching everything. This is the bench where her phone was found, according to everyone, including law enforcement on the bench. According to that one friend, said there was a pair out there, people that said the phone was found 2 feet next to the bench. This would be Nicola with her partner Paul, which we've looked at before as well. The abandoned house that they've searched around but not in. And the area. That bench right now is looking so eerie. What happened? There are no answers. Please make sure you share this as well. Hashtag Nicola Bulley. Make sure that it's Bulley. Make sure you spell it correctly so I can get categorized correctly. When they talk about this gate, I wonder if this is the type of gate near this allotment lane. Just hold on, let me look. Wait. Oh, here's allotment lane. Okay, no. So here would be the bench would be across here somewhere. Allotment lane is here where that other witness was. And they said they walked all the way to the end to a gate. So I don't know if they walked all the way to the end here or what. But basically, where did I put that now? Wait. Oh, I've got it on my other screen. Here they say second Nicola Bulley witness now identified as search continues. So they say a second witness has been found and identified in the search for missing Nicola Bulley. Earlier today, February 2nd, police appealed for a second potential witness to come forward as the search continues for missing Nicola Bulley, who disappeared on a dog walk in St. Michael's on Wyre. Police say they have now identified the woman and would like to thank everybody who shared the appeal and phoned in with information. The search for the missing 45-year-old is ongoing today, with police divers seen searching under the water near the bench where her mobile phone and dog harness were found. You see that the mobile phone and dog harness were found, okay, at this the bench, right? Search for the missing, seen searching under the water near the bench where a mobile phone and harness were found. So that other friend saying there was this pair of people that said that the dog was running around with a harness dragging on the floor. Man, that friend's account is a red flag to me. Who the freak is that friend? Who the friend at? Who's the friend and who's the pair? The force has added that at this point, there's nothing to suggest any third-party involvement in Nicola's disappearance. I mean, I'm just saying, as true crimers, we hear that all the time, right? Okay. Specialist resources from both the police and other emergency services are still being used in the area, searching a significant area of land around the river off Garstang Road. Divers in the area are using underwater drones to search the full length of the River Wyre downstream, and police dogs have also been out searching. I mean, they definitely think there's clues or something in the water for them to be searching the water so much. That I agree with. I wonder what. Like, what happened, right? Superintendent Sally Riley said today, we know that Nicola going missing has caused a great deal of concern for the wider local community, as well as obviously being an awful time for her family. This remains a missing person inquiry at this time, and there's nothing to suggest any third-party involvement in Nicola's disappearance. I appreciate that there are unanswered questions about what has happened to Nicola, but I would urge people not to speculate or spread false rumors. We will share updates where we can or when we can, but we must be factual. We like them bullet points and factual, and we do have questions sometimes, right? That is true as well. Someone says if she had headphones or, like AirPods or earbuds listening to the meeting, someone could have snuck up on her easily. That is true as well, which is quite, yes. Okay, see, you don't have to say it 20 million times. Yes, on Google Map, you can see the street view images of the field or bench. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, we've seen lots of pictures of the field and the bench, right? Okay, so don't spread false rumors, they say. Keep it factual. Nicola's family are being kept up to date with events and are being supported by officers. See, Nicola's family. What about the husband? That is her family, but we are really grateful for the community's help and cooperation so far, but I'd like to stress again, parts of the riverbank are treacherous, especially after the recent rain, and we ask that nobody puts themselves in danger and that the police and partner agencies' efforts to find Nicola are not compromised. We now want to speak to the woman pictured on CCTV, as we believe she was walking the area. That's what they said earlier, but now they found her. So I don't know why they quote that at the end of this article, because they found her. They identified her, they found her, so they want her to be left alone, I assume. Now they know who that is. They spoke to her. I'm still keen to hear, what did she say? What did she say? Right? Okay. And then, so that would be the bench, yes? Here's a complete timeline. This was actually really good, done by Leading Britain's Conversation. Look at this complete timeline. I will pin it in the comments for you so that you could see it as well, with them looking everywhere. Police are keeping a really open mind in missing Nicola Bulley case. A really open mind, okay? And yeah, we've seen this as well. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. I just want to see one more thing as I go here, which would be, let's just go like this. Okay, so I talking about this being the bench, the area. Yes, see, it looks so beautiful. I'm aware the Google man goes there. In the UK, the Google man goes there. Go this way a little bit. Oh, okay, lovely area, honestly. Cheryl says the dog was agitated, so something must have happened to her. She's somewhere. I'm wondering. And again, if dogs could talk, man, if dogs could talk. What a beautiful area. I know, right? Look at it. With the field and everything. Yes, it's super steep. I think it's so cool that you can walk along here on Google Maps. Let's go this way. Yes. Can I go this way? Doesn't want to go more that way. Doesn't want to go more. But we can see the bench right here. So here's the bench where her phone was found and the dog harness, according to every report except that one friend. I look at that. Okay, the one friend. Who is that? And then you could see it's a steep embankment here into the water, but the water's not very deep either. So that's another thing to consider. It's not like plunging into the deepest water of all time. I mean, what? Like if you, it just looks hard to me to slip and fall into there. And if you did, then what? You know what I mean? No, for me, this is a red flag, foul play situation. And if they say a third party they don't think is involved, of course police can say that, of course. But a third party could mean an outsider. What if it's an insider, somebody that actually knows her? You know what I mean? Are they going to call that a third party? Maybe. Just thinking. I'm just thinking out loud, because at the end of the day, all we care about is Nicola Bulley. We are team Nicola Bulley and we want her to be found. So, yes. Now we've looked around the area nicely. Okay, sorry if I'm making you dizzy. And this would be the abandoned house, right? Damn. Okay. So if we zoom out here, We were just along here. Here's the abandoned house. And someone asked, what's the closest point? Let's just see, what's the closest point a car can get to that spot? That's the thing. Look, a car can literally, when I did it on maps here, you can drive up to this abandoned house. So if she had walked there and I don't know what happened, if there's a, I don't know, car, doesn't seem to be driving in here. If she'd walked out and walked down again and then somebody did something, but why leave her phone? It doesn't make sense. Something must have happened there at the bench, right? Something happened at the bench. Because to leave her phone there and her dog there and the dog harness, no, something happened there. But either way, I was amazed to see that to this abandoned house, there is a road that you can just drive straight in. You could literally just drive in there. That's concerning. Okay. CN red flag. CN red flag says yes, red flag. I don't understand why the owner of abandoned house was home, but won't let police search inside. They wouldn't let the searchers go inside. I think police can go inside. I don't know if they have or haven't yet, but yes. Okay, so does that house? Yeah, the house has road access as well. Yes, indeed. And Tara reminds us all, of course, she would defo not leave her children. She would not leave her children. Everyone says that she lives for her children. She would not leave her children. 2 daughters, age 6 and 9. And Moni says, how deep's the water? Knee deep. Okay. Yes, practical gifting. We've covered that 3 times during the stream. Thank you. Yes, she said she was going to meet an important customer or client, which seems to be a female client. But yes, still good to consider either way. Still good to consider. Yes. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for following this case with me. We're all very concerned for Nicola Bulley. I hope that she will be found soon. I'll show you the first slide again, just so that you can maybe screenshot this and share it, or just share the episode if you can. Like it, share it. Hashtag Nicola Bulley. 45-year-old mother of 2 little girls, aged 6 and 9. She's lived in Lancashire for 25 years and is originally from Essex, so she's got an Essex accent. She's a mortgage advisor. She was walking along the River Wyre in St. Michael's on Wyre, Lancashire. Her partner is Paul Ansell, and he's 44 years old. She's been missing since Friday, January 27th, 2023, since 9:20-ish, 9:15 to 9:20 a.m. And she's white, 5'3", which is 1.6 meters, speaks with an Essex accent, was last seen wearing a long black gilet jacket. So if you go walking out there, if you do, stay safe. But if you see a jacket, if you see black jeans, if you see olive green ankle wellies, which are rain boots, which are Wellingtons, if you're in the UK, you know what wellies are. But for Americans watching, if you don't know what it is, because I see a lot of people had questions in the beginning, Wellingtons, rain boots, right, with her hair in a ponytail. So just if you are in the area, be on the lookout. See, if you see something, say something. They say anyone with information is asked to call 101, quoting log 565 of January 30th, or you can call 999 if you have an immediate sighting. So thank you so much. I really hope that they find Nicola Bulley soon. I hope that they find her alive. As Lenny said here, I hope they find her alive soon. Me too. I hope that those little girls will get their mommy back. I hope that her parents will get their daughter back. And of course, Paul will get his partner back. I really hope so. So thank you so much. Miss Doglover says, people are questioning why her partner hasn't been on camera. Maybe he's concerned about people on YouTube accusing him. He can't win. Yeah, maybe he knows about true crime on YouTube, how it goes. Maybe he's a true crimer and he's just like, damn, don't get on YouTube, don't get on camera. But either way, I don't know. It's just her parents are on camera, of course. He hasn't been. You make up your own mind what you think about that. For now, we're just looking at the bullet points, the facts. We're looking at the timeline, the maps, and everything. And I'll keep you posted on this case. So make sure if you do want to follow this case and all the others I cover, subscribe, hit the bell. I'll see you in the next one. Letitia Stauch is in court today, you guys. Gannon Stauch, remember that case? Do you know it? She's a stepmomster. Okay? A terrible stepmother who is accused of doing the worst to Gannon Stauch. So I'll keep you posted. If there is something I can stream, I might do that. That could be in an hour or so. I'll let you know. I'll just keep an eye on it. Otherwise, whatever time it is, I'll see you in the next one. So make sure the bell's on so you know when I'm going live next. All right. I will keep you posted with any updates. Check out the community tab. Check out the YouTube shorts I make, because sometimes a lot of you miss out the shorts I make. I post little updates there too. And please find me on Twitter as well, because there's a lot of updates in every case I cover on Twitter that I share there. So thank you so much, everyone. I will see you in the next one. Make sure that you stay safe. Bye.